Wednesday, friends. We are out in the garden today to do some cleanup so that we can get ready to kind of see where we're at right now. I also need to map out how I intend to do the layout for flowers this year. I feel really convicted to be growing flowers this year on a larger scale, and maybe hoping to be able to sell flowers either at local cafes or stops. Also making it available for people to come and do photography, selling bouquets, etc. And so I just really would like to use what I have and make that a possibility and see if that door opens. I just really love flowers, and I really would love to be able to sell people flowers. I know that brings me a lot of joy. Let me show you what we're working with. So in here we have these 2 garden beds on this side, and then we have these 2 here. I have one more set of these that I need to put together and set up. We did the arches last year, and they look absolutely gorgeous when the weather is nice. So right now what we're doing is we're taking down all of these vines from the loofahs, and then I'm gonna come in here with the blower and just get them out of the mulch. I need to go through and take out all of the old tomato plants as well.
Bob, what?
Let's not drop any loofah seeds here though, okay? Because then they're gonna grow in the ground. Throw them that way. Then over here is where I had all my zinnias last year, and we had sunflowers back there and corn, so all of this needs to be taken out and cleaned up. On here, still, I can save a lot of these. These are all perfectly good zinnia seeds, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't just drop this anywhere. Now on this side is where we had all of our watermelon, and so this fabric is still looking really good. I think all I'm really gonna go through here is maybe just open up some of these holes a little bit more. Otherwise, that's it. I need to resituate all of my electroculture rods here. I do still have a lot of copper left over, so I might just double down on the ones that I already have and just fortify them. This is where I had the dahlias, so all this section back here, except for that section in the middle with those random ground cherries popped up, we had all of this was just dahlias, and so I did not pluck any of my tubers out of the ground, and so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to trim these back and see if they grow back this year. I do want to go through all of these and collect the seeds as well. So as you can see on some of those, the seeds are still good. I just got kind of a little lazy towards the end of the season. Actually, after the last frost, I was just kind of over it. So I'm just gonna go through and do some cleanup today.
Where did you say to put them to stay in our garden?
Yeah, just make like a little, there's a little pot right there.
Just make sure
So all of these that are knocked down too, see how that one over there has like a ton on them? Those are all seed pods. So, making some progress with the arches. What are you doing? Hello. Are you making a mess with the water? Yeah, what do you see? You see the chicken? We've got a rogue chicken over there. Yeah, go. So the boys are out here helping me. They got the vines off of the arches over there. We've got the majority of those boxes cleared up. And then we plucked the seeds off of all the remaining zinnias over here. And so I think I'm gonna go grab the broom and sweep all of this up. And so part of me being out here today, I'm sorry that I'm all squinty, it's because the sun is literally like right on us, is I wanted to come out here and get a good idea for the field here and how many rows I'm actually going to be able to plant. And so I wanted to come out here and not only do the cleaning, but I really wanted to get a good gauge for what we are working with here, because if you see in this back area over here, when it rains a lot, all of this will flood. And so I do have to be cognizant of that, because I can only go so far back before the flooding, the occasional flooding in the spring will affect my plants. So from what I calculated last night, I'm going to need about 13 rows just for the seeds that I already have, you guys. And I really wanted to order more, but I think that for the sake of commitment, as well as not overloading myself as I can tend to do, I'm gonna stick with what I have and whatever I already plan to order, and not order any other varieties other than what I've already mapped out. I need to go through these bushes here and see what has survived, since we clearly didn't get those in the ground before the fall. But I want to extend this way slightly, and I'm not entirely sure if I will or will not, because I do need space to get Casey's truck around. And so I'm thinking that even if I only added maybe another row here and another 2 rows here, that would still be enough to get us to come here through the side. But aesthetically, I'm not sure how that might look. It might be a little inconsistent, and the ground tends to be a little bit harder over here. Now to this direction, I do plan to extend this way up to where that rogue chicken is, if you'll see her right over there. I can go back this way quite a ways, and that's pretty exciting for me. So I'm thinking of making my rows 4 by 100 feet, and so I'm trying to decide if I want to go horizontally this way or go vertically, because I also want the layout to look pretty. So I do want it to not only be functional, but I also want it to be a pretty space for me to want to come back in here again and again. And so what we decided last night was that we're going to keep this portion of the garden, as obviously this is where all our dahlias are, but we're gonna leave all of this to just be food, and then move all of our flowers out into the field. And so I'm trying to decide how to make that look in here. And then I can also still use quite a ways over this way. So just trying to get a visualization in my mind today of which direction I want them to go. I might switch it up and do some vertically this way and then some horizontally this way. And then I might just not even mess with this area at all. I was thinking that it might look nice to just leave this space, that maybe we can put some stepping stones in here and do like a swing or something, like something that makes it pleasant for the kids to be out here with me while I'm working. I accidentally dug up some of the dahlia tubers that I had in there from last year, so I'm just gonna put these guys back into the same hole. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. So these are all seeds that I get to use this year from those dahlias. I left these intentionally on the plant so that they could be pollinated and get to use them again this year. So I'm really excited to be able to expand the amount of dahlias that I have. so excited right now. Ew, no, you gotta go. Ugh, you gotta go. So these little sprouts here, Casey had bought me some peonies last year and they never took off. So I had moved them from the garden bed that they were in at the front and I planted them out here and they never did anything. But look at them now. I got one here and I've got two over here. Actually, no, look, I have more. Oh, I'm trying to get some of these little weeds out of the way, but look, they're taking off. All right, so if you can hear Juicy in the background, he is fussy and he is ready for a nap. So I'm gonna wrap it up out here. In this bed, we went ahead, I still had some cilantro growing in here. How cute is that? So we left that in there. And then the rest, we took out anything that wasn't growing and we put in some blueberries as an experiment to see if those would grow. If they take, we will plant them accordingly. Same over here in this bed, just blueberries. And then I still have wisteria in here too. I'm hoping it'll take. I did rip a little bit of it up here when we were taking off the old vines from the gourds. And then in this one, cleaned it up for the most part. I think I could have done it a little bit better, but we have irises growing in here. And I've got to get rid of all of this junk up here and just trash it. And then in here, I still have some thyme growing. And we put all of our squishy strawberries and pine berries in here, again, as an experiment to see if they would take. All right, so then over on this side, the cleanup wasn't too bad. We're gonna go through here and take the weeds out once it's not so windy, and then I'm gonna come in and also open up these holes a little bit better and cut back all of the dahlias that were over here. And again, just need to take care of some of the weeds. I already know which one of these have dahlias in there. So it's pretty much just everything that's still, are they growing back already? That's dahlia right there. That's crazy. All right, and then Viv helped me sweep up this section here and then the back section over here and just get rid of all the extra vines and things like that. And then the boys are helping me plant these bushes that I didn't plant when I was supposed to, and we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope that they still work. It makes a big difference. Thank you. I think that, yeah, there you go. So Ollie's got his little brother over here and hopefully distracting him just long enough for us to finish up. All right, then lastly over here, I found this roll just over here off to the side with the wood. So I was like, you know what, whatever, let's just go ahead and have at it now. It is a little bit, actually significantly thinner than this one that I use. But I figured, you know, whatever. I could also come in here with some boxes and cover this up so it has additional coverage for the grass. And then this was the extra that I had hanging out in the garage, so I just went ahead and laid it down now since I figured why not just go ahead and make progress with what we have today. Alright, so then this is my peach tree that has been barely hanging on. I need to add some more soil to this, and it's still alive, so we'll see how that does. We transplanted these roses out of the front of our house. I need to come in here and prune these. So if Oren's in a good mood, I'll go ahead and do that now so that we just have everything cleaned up. And then all of this extra scrap stuff, I'm gonna have just Casey come in with the lawnmower and just chop it all up and get it out of the way. And that's something that I was considering as well when planning out my rows, is that I need to have enough space to go through them with a lawnmower, which this is not enough space for Casey's lawnmower, but I'm just gonna go and buy a regular lawnmower to walk through here because I feel like that would be better. It kind of just ends up being one of those things that, like, when you need attention to detail, you got to do it yourself. And I wholeheartedly appreciate Casey's work, but I will say that when it comes to like attention to detail stuff, he's not great at it. And I don't really want him to go in between my rows of flowers with the lawnmower, just spitting grass all over the place. I would rather just walk through myself and then gather the grass clippings in the bag and dump them separately, rather than making this wide enough for him to go in and out with the lawnmower. Otherwise, it'll just be a mess. So I think that this roll ended up being quite long and gave me a really good visual for how far back I can go with that. Now, keeping in mind the layout that I am following loosely, I will say she said instructed to do like 2 feet between, which is, this is 2 feet here. And so I want to go as far back as that one, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think I can squeeze in a 5th here. And then from here, I'm gonna make shorter ones horizontally and go this way. And then, so this space here will end up being open. And then I do also think I might just go ahead and go grab that today, since the boys are in a pretty good mood and they can help me. I'm gonna go grab the extra set of these garden beds, and I think that I'll just go ahead and put those up front here, and then we can add in another arch, because I can't really see it working any other way where it'll look nice. So I think if I just put the 2 additional garden beds here and then throw up another arch, we'll just extend the mulch out a little bit further. And yeah, I really think that this will look nice here with the berry bushes. Anything that doesn't take, I'll pluck it out and add a berry bush in. I do want to, so I'm thinking then, if all of this back space is going to be used for flowers, then here I have enough space to add in some fruit trees. Maybe even going back into the area that gets a little bit more soggy, depending on what kind of fruit trees they are. They might still do okay. But yeah, we're making some serious progress over here. I feel really excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and pick up these tomato cages. And I think that I'm going to dedicate all of this side over here to tomatoes, doing tomatoes, calendula, basils here, because I really want to be able to grow a substantial amount of tomatoes for my own sauce. Here, actually, I don't know what I want to do. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know. I still need a good amount of space to grow like vegetables and whatnot. Last year we tried to grow corn and we weren't really all that great with it, especially with the aphids, but I'm like, I would really love to try it again, and so maybe I will. I don't know. It's so hard because you have all of these seeds and you're just like, I just want to grow everything. But that can be really challenging as the season goes on and it starts to get hotter and it requires more upkeep, more maintenance. It's just something that I've learned about myself in general, is that I'm great when it comes to enthusiasm, and then once that initial like high wears off and it starts to be more labor, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. But I think that's good to learn those things about yourself and be aware that there needs to be more done to maintain that same level of excitement even when things are boring or they're not fun. This last year was the first year that I actually, even though it was really hot outside, like I wanted to be outside. I enjoyed it. Between the grubs, so these are really good for the soil.
Mom, are these regular founders?
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog here, as I feel really good about how we started off today. I thought it would be really nice for you guys to get to see a really solid before for this year. Everything's cleaned up, we're all set to go. I got the boys to plant all the berry bushes over here on this side, and we are ready now to start weeding. And once we're done with the weeding and expanding our holes, we're ready to start putting some plant straight into the ground, which we're still a couple weeks out for that right now. So everything that I am starting is going in seed pods, and they're in the garage right now. So from here, all that I really have left to do is to order my fabric, get that laid down, and just kind of continue to silently work in the background growing seeds. I do have some sweet peas that are growing that have germinated, and they're starting to sprout out of the ground a little bit. So it's very exciting. And that's it for today. So we are all done. I'm getting ready to make some dinner. I have youth group tonight. So yeah, I feel like we're on a solid note for this year. And I am just bursting at the seam with the anticipation of the spring garden, with the anticipation of the flowers that are to come this year. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you'll stick around. We'll see you soon.